Freedom Journal of 1827. This is the first black newspaper, black-owned newspaper, and it said that we wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentations in things which concern us dearly. I'm going to take a moment and look at that. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentation in things which concern us dearly. What was happening in that time is we wasn't, as black people, we were free, but we wasn't being represented well. Freedom Journal, their first print in 1827, it literally said, we wish to plead our own cause. And that simply means that we are going to tell our stories. Nobody else is going to tell who we are and what we do. Nobody else is going to depict who we are and what we do. Their form of what they see us as would no longer be the only thing that's written on paper. So we have to tell our own stories. We have to show, others what is happening.
What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all good, man. I'm gonna just sit here for a second as y'all come on in. I know we have Micah live for a second. Yo, what's up, Micah? If you're still in, I appreciate you guys for logging in. So if you in here, drop a 5 in the chat real quick. That's gonna be my favorite number for the night. Drop a 5 in the chat real quick. I want to be able to see, and we can have a dialogue about what's about to happen next, man. So again, man, I want to start off by saying I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me real quick. This topic is very dear to me. What's up, Micah? So this topic is real dear to me for so many reasons, and I'm gonna go through some of them here today. But what's really important is, again, it says the importance of black-owned media. I think I just said the importance of black media, but really what I'm talking about, the importance of black-owned media. If you jumped in Before I actually came on, I talk about what the Freedom Journal did in back in the day. I can't think of the right number. I think it was 1865 or something like that. The Freedom Journal was the first black press that that we owned and operated. And what that press did, it said the first copy, it said, "We wish to plead our own cause. So long have others have spoken for us." And essentially, that's what the importance of black-owned media is because for so long, mainstream media or white media has spoken for us. So that means whatever they want to be shown about the black experience is going to be shown on TV. Whatever they decide is going to go on TV. The things that we say, the things that we wear, the character that we play, the way we look on screen is depicted by people that do not look like us, that do not understand our culture, that do not understand who we are as a people, and don't care to understand who we are. It's basically how they depict who we are. So the whole stereotypes that we have as black people have been formed about the media that have been betrayed. All right. So I'll get into more of that for a second. So again, we're a black-owned media company, Canon Culture TV. But Canon Culture Media is black-owned, and this is, and not just black-owned, we're Christian-owned as well. So we're faith-based media. So one of the things I want to talk about before I go into my spiel is what we're doing here. So we're about to go to the launch video. Not the launch video. Let's go to the campaign video. Let's go to that right now. This is what we built. Everything. Literally everything you see here. And let me show you just a little bit more. Welcome to Kingdom Culture Studios. And you guessed it, we built this too. And I'm gonna show you why this is so important. Those who control the media control the mind of the masses. Media is our education. Media is how the world is shaped in our eyes. If the people that look like me and you don't control it, then who are controlling us? So in thinking about that, we are building what we call KingdomCultured.tv. What is Kingdom Cultured TV? Well, it's a network. Just like Fox Network, ABC Network, CBS Network, the stuff that you see on TV. We are bringing terrestrial TV to the internet, but we're doing it with integrity. We're a faith-based organization, so we are going to uphold standards that represent everyone well. We are building a platform where people that share our same ideals, share our same experiences, share everything that we would like to see in film. We're now providing a platform for that can happen. Not only going to be entertaining, but it's going to be educational as well, because it's going to bring up different points of views and different expertise in some of the subjects that we should talk about in our communities. That's what Black-owned networks have done in the past, and we're just really trying to bring that back. What we're building here, it's not your typical Christian network. Because when you think about Christian network, first thing you think about is a network that's playing sermons all day. You know, that's not what we're doing here. Ministry is happening, but what we're doing by educating.
When you don't vote, then you don't get what you need on the agenda for those municipalities.
Yeah.
Because they believe, I'm gonna call it what it is, when the community is silent, they get silent treatment.
Right.
Entertaining.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. That's how they insult to the country. God bless you. Big Body God did it again. You woke up on the right side of the dirt, so let's give God a praise. This is John Lakin and friends.
Movies.
As soon as I get my legs stripped back, I'm out, all right? And you and your God can have this place to yourself. You know, Coach, I'm the coach.
You know what coach I'm talking about. The one that sits high and looks low.
I had a good time too. You're a pretty funny guy.
And TV shows.
Of couples state that, you know what, it's so much going on, and by the time we get home and get the kids settled and this, we're so exhausted that we just don't even have time for each other.
Set aside some time. Put it on your calendar. At 7:00 p.m., we're having dinner in the bedroom. Or you can come out in your little sexy dress, whatever you feel. You know, fix yourself up. Do what you have to do for your spouse. Because when you got married and decided to have children, the children were not to take the place of your spouse.
So, come along. Nah, for real. We friends now. Come along, ride this train. There's nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So, look, let's build this thing together. You see what we built? This is what we building. Let's build this together. Yo, back. I just want to show y'all that, and I see we got a few more people that dropped in. So if you dropped in just a while ago, just drop a 3 in the chat. We already did 5. Y'all excuse me, my glasses is dirty, so let me clean these while y'all drop these 3s because I want to be able to see who's here. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Yep. So again, this whole spiel is the importance of black media. I really wanted to name it something else, but in the whole grand scheme of things, what I'm going to prove to you, just simply with a few economics and a few pointers and a few things for you to think about, is again, importance. Why is it important for us to have black-owned media channels, and why it's important to have black people in executive positions on in places that that is not black, particularly black owned, but have some type of power, because essentially our messages won't get out or be extremely skewed. First point, the Woman King, new film that just came out with Viola Davis, and I listened to her interview on The Breakfast Club, and it's very important. She made some points that was really, really, really good, and I want to kind of iterate those points. Why is it important for us to support a film like The Woman King? Now, if you don't know anything about The Woman King, it is based off a real tribe in Africa, where the men, when we think about soldiers that fight warriors, we think about men. That's just natural order of things. But in this particular country, the men were scarce. I would use that word, and the women had to step up and fight. Now, some of you might go against that, but essentially the same thing that happened in America. If you study your history, when all the men had to go and fight war in World War I and World War II, all the women left the home and made, this is where the Industrial Revolution came in America. The women went into the plants and made the weapons that we actually used to fight these war while the men was gone. So in America, the men were scarce. So in this particular country, again, the men were scarce because of different things that was happening in that country, and the women became the warriors for that country. So that where you got here essentially. So this is neither here and there. I just wanted to kind of give you a background of the woman king. Does the woman become king? You watch the movie to find out. But at the same time, the main plot of what actually happened in this country is that the warriors were led by women, essentially so because of what was happening at that time. And they were like victorious. Like it wasn't just, women that was just standing in place of a man. They were like real warriors. But watch the film to really understand what was happening because it's based off a true story. Now, why is it important? This is based off a true story that happened many, 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 many years ago. Now, when we were growing up, they made us believe that our culture started in slavery. Think about that. They made us really believe that our culture, everything that we do now is based off things that happened during slavery time. For an example, why we eat the food we eat. Because we couldn't afford to eat the fat of the land. We wasn't eating steak. So we eat pork. Why our food is so high season is because we had to eat fatback, which is the fat of the pig. Why we made chitlins so popular. Why we put that over some rice. That was the food that we had access to, while the more affluent ate food that was better for the body, essentially. But they made us believe that our whole culture has been started from slavery time. Again, if you're still with me, drop a 4 in the chat. Again, when you read our history books, they made you believe that slavery was a trade system, which it was in a way, but that we volunteered to be slaves. Think about that. They made you believe. The history books now is teaching our kids that slavery, essentially what Kanye say, was a choice. Slavery was, again, it was a trade because essentially it's free labor. It's inhumane, but they don't teach it like that. It was an inhumane system. They teach it like it was something that was, again, we volunteered for that. We volunteered to come to this country and do what we did. But what they stripped from us is our culture coming from Africa. They did not teach us that we were kings and queens. They didn't teach us that we were warriors. Matter of fact, even when they talk about us in Africa, they made us believe that we were inferior. That they made us believe that our culture was undeveloped. That we were essentially, I'm gonna be raw with it, that essentially we were like wild monkeys in the fields, just doing any and everything, that we did not have no affluence, that we didn't have any humanity. That's the images that they show of black people. Again, in your history, if you look at the first film that was showed in the White House, it was called I gotta remember it. Nat Turner did a spinoff of it, but I can't remember the name of it. First film played in the White House. And my computer would act a little slow. What is it called? Birth of a Nation. That's it. Birth of a Nation in 1915. The Birth of a Nation was the first film that was played in the White House. And guess what? They showed black people. It was actually a recruitment tool for the KKK. it showed black people what would happen to black people once you freed them. So of course, we officially was freed through the Emancipation Proclamation, but we didn't essentially know we was free until 1865. Once that's why we got Juneteenth. But in this film, my numbers are wrong. Not 1865. That's 1619. We didn't know we was free until 1619. Y'all excuse me for that. I got a lot of numbers in my head. But this was the first film that was shown in the White House. It was a recruitment tool for the KKK, and they showed black people what they would look like if we end up getting our freedom. And they showed us as thieves, that we would essentially rape white women, right? And we would have to be punished for all the wild things freed slaves would do. So they made our face really black. That's where blackface came from. They had us in strapped clothing. So our clothing didn't look as good as everyone else. They made us look like prisoners. Basically, freed slaves was freed prisoners, and we didn't belong to be in society because they believed that essentially we would do to them what they have done to us. That was the first film that was played in the White House. It was a recruitment tool for the KKK. Why is that important? Because we didn't control the media. We didn't control what they showed us as. So going back to The Woman King. This is essentially a film that should have been showed, that should have been in our history books, that we should have known about this tribe. We should have known about some of the things that we came from. Again, going back to Black Panther. Black Panther was extremely successful because it finally showed us in a light that we could be proud of. And I'm not talking about independent film. We're talking about a major studio film that Dr. Carr talks that we were pimped. The black people was pimped of $2 billion in America. Now, because it was so successful, yeah, you're right. The white folks made $2 billion off the black folks. But it finally showed us, and it broke the barriers. This is what they believe in Hollywood until Black Panther. They didn't believe that an all-black cast would sell past 200,000 to 300,000 in the box office. They didn't believe that other countries would watch our films. So that's why you don't see all-black cast in a major film that's carried by a major studio. Until Black Panther, that set the precedent that, okay, we might be able to show all black cast doing something that is positive, and we can make some money from it. Because essentially, that's all they're trying to do is really make some money. That's all they're trying to do. It's not about our stories at all. It's about, okay, how are we gonna make money off this film? But for us, our stories are important because, again, just like I said in my video in the launch, this is our form of education. For those of you that didn't know anything about these tribes or anything that was happening in Africa, because it surely ain't in the textbooks, like these films is the only way that we get this. Like when you go, I listen to Breakfast Club a lot, and they have different people that come on from different backgrounds and stuff. And if you don't listen to these media outlets talking the truth about what's actually happening or what has actually happened in the past, then you don't know about it. So this is our form of education, especially in this day and age. This form of media is the only way we take in information. It's the quickest way to take in information. Of course, books are available, but by the time you read a 200 to 300 page book, I mean, it's going to take you a couple weeks, which you might get the meat of that in a 30-minute conversation. So this is the way we're taking in information. So because media is so powerful, we have to control it. And the only way we control it is if we build something. Now, for the media that doesn't belong to us. Like I said, the major studios like Marvel, Disney that supported Black Panther. Those studios are white owned. However, had a black director, Ryan Coogler, shout out to him. All black cast. And because it set that precedent, one thing that what's the lady name? The lead character in Woman King. What's her name? Viola Davis. There you go. Viola, she said on the Breakfast Club. Listen to me closely. She said these exact words. A movie like The Woman King has never been done before. The only thing close to it is Black Panther. But The Woman King, where you have a black woman director, a black woman as the lead character, that is about black women, about a woman warrior group, has never been done before. So everything she had to fight for. Oh, also, this wasn't Marvel. Black Panther is a Marvel film. The Woman King is an independent black production film. So Viola Davis said it took her 7 years to even convince them to be able to even try this film. 7 years. 7 years. So you have to fight for everything. You have to fight for the crew. You have to fight for the casting. You have to fight for the makeup. Because again, if you don't own the network and you don't have a flux of money that's coming in that's going to support this film being made, you got to ask white folks. And they may say, we're not going to invest X, Y, and Z into the casting or the makeup or the catering and those kind of things, or the training. She talked about how much they had to train 7 to 8 hours a day of just to try to pull something like this off. Like, somebody got to pay for that. You got to get that kind of funding from somewhere. So now that the film is made, how do people make their money? We got to go see it. So we got to support it. We got to be able to support this, because if it's not successful, young people like me who trying to make films that may be close to it or maybe enlightening, they're going to say, well, hey, the Woman King, we gave that a chance, but it didn't work out. People don't want to see it. So that means we never get our foot in the door. And then you wonder why our films don't get made. You go to a movie theater right now, they may have 8 bays of different movies that's shown. One might be by a major studio that you may be interested in. But you wonder, like, what's going on with the other 7? I ain't see a preview for this movie. I ain't see nothing about this movie. But they'll show it. Why? Because it may be something that is, easily make money. And sometimes they bomb. A lot of white films bomb. They really do. But they still make them. But black people don't get that chance. We have to be like double. We have to, like, our films have to be like 200% great. They have to like be the first independent film to make $1 billion in order for them to even try to make another one. You see how long it takes for The Woman King to be made from Black Panther? I think it's like, what, 4 or 5 years old now? Somebody has to check that, but I think Black Panther came out like 3 or 4 years ago. If you really think about it. I know they got Black Panther 2 coming out, but it's been a while. It's been about, because it was before the pandemic. We've been in this pandemic 3 years. So Black Panther came out before the pandemic. So, I mean, see how long it took. There ain't no black films in that arena that's happening on a daily basis. But it's so many white films came out. It's a lot. You might not have heard of it, but they'll film it. I mean, it came out in 2018. Appreciate it, Jonathan. Like, it's 2022, 4 years ago. And it came out in 2018. I'm sure they started filming in 2015 or 2016. You get what I'm saying? Talk about Ryan Coogler. He said something on another interview about the research he had to go through in order to even put the film together. And when he went to Africa, this is one of the things that he learned, especially about the tribe that he was studying He said they brought him in, and they went to this house, and everybody, all the family members and stuff was at the house. All the women was on the inside, all the men was out back, right? So he came in through the front door, and they introduced him, and he said it felt like home, because when you go to your cookout, when you go to your black cookout, what do you see? All the women and the girls, they're in the front. I mean, they're in the house. All the children playing in the front yard, and who are in the back by the grill? All the men. That ain't something, they didn't learn that from us. That's innately in us to do, because those are some of the tribes that we came from. That's just what we do. Second thing he said, when he went to the back with all the men and stuff, what was they eating? Watermelon. And he was like, yo, they make fun of us. White people make fun of us eating chicken and watermelon. And he said the reason why black people like watermelon so much is because it's the only fruit that we can eat a lot of, and it has so much nutrients and water in us that doesn't make you heavy. So you're able to work the rest of the day without feeling heavy. So the watermelon really produces nutrients and water and replenishes the body. That's why we eat it. So in America, we naturally like watermelon, but we didn't realize that's what we've been eating in our culture for hundreds of years. They strip that from us, and they don't even teach us why, because they don't care. So it takes us to research our history and to be able to show that to other people through films, through TV. I wouldn't have known that if we didn't see that in an interview, which is another form of media. That's why it's important for you guys to support black-owned media. That's why it's important for you guys to support the films that's black people are a part of. The Lion, I don't want to say the Lion King. The Woman King, again, is supported by black-owned media. That's Viola Davis's company. Her husband company actually produced this film. And matter of fact, the writer and director of this film was the same woman director that produced Love and Basketball. It was based off her true story. Black woman. She produced Love and Basketball. And that's like a black classic. Love and Basketball. That's a black classic. She was the same person that directed this film. So, again, in order for us to see more images like us on the big screen, we have to support it. We have to go buy tickets. You know what I'm saying? We have to go promote it and understand our stories, because if we don't, it ain't gonna happen. Let's go to my laptop. I'm gonna play this clip with Jasmine Guy and Kadeem Hardison. They talking essentially about the same thing I'm talking about, and this is another importance why we have black media. So we're gonna mute my mic and we're gonna play this clip. All right, you ready?
I often feel spoiled because I'm 44, so like in the mid 80s we saw black sitcoms like the Jeffersons and Different Strokes, but then the Cosbys came and 227s and Different Worlds, but I feel like all of that just came to a abrupt end, like towards the end of the 90s. Number one, do you think that was the renaissance for black TV, and do you think there was something bigger at play to stop all of those positive images of black people on TV?
It only seems now, like if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any evidence to support it except for the optics.
Word.
So yeah, I do think it was.
Okay.
Come on with it.
Go, Miss Guy.
Right.
Come on with it.
Our last season. Number 2, number 1 sometimes.
Yep.
Cosby in Different World.
For 5, 6, 7 years.
Yep.
Okay. Why would you change our time slot?
Mm.
And why would you put us against Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I definitely took that personally. You ain't got but 2 black shows on the networks, and you put us at the same time against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And what have we done? What have we done to deserve this kind of disservice? You know, we're not competing with Martin.
No.
We come on at 8:30. They come on at 8. Why did you move us? That was a detriment.
Was that because Cosby Show ended? And didn't they put y'all up at 8 because Cosby was the
gone.
lead in?
Yep.
Okay. So that could have been it.
Why change
playing
our
white
time
devil's
slot?
advocate.
Just put another 8 o'clock show in.
It probably wasn't nothing strong enough.
We weren't strong enough to hold another time slot. And not against Martin.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like we have the same audience. And so what do white people do? Divide.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You got 2 hit shows. Let's put them on at this same time. They don't do that to their own shows. So yes, I do feel like it was deliberate. I feel like it was racist. I know who was running NBC at the time, and I don't feel we were respected.
Because I feel like,
I feel like they always said y'all came between Cosby and Cheers, and that's why you're number 2. They said that to my face.
They said it to mine. You can't have no more money.
I did Dennis.
Dennis Miller?
Yes.
So what was Cheers? Was Cheers 3? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You can bring me back on, bro. All right. Let's break that down. She just said at one of the final seasons, and you can start, this is when the show started to end. Well, they said they was going to go on hiatus, but essentially they ended the show. They never brought Different World back in. But they put them in a time slot that competed with another black show. Just like you said, that's what they was doing. They divided the audience. That's divisive for black people. I mean, at that time, like, I heard, like, I was listening to someone did a documentary on Bill Cosby, and they were saying that literally at that time, like, I don't care what you do at 8 o'clock. When the Cosbys came on, or when a Different World came on, you stopped what you're doing to make sure that you was home to watch these shows. Because you didn't see us on TV. But now, Cosby did build that avenue for black people to be on TV. Now he got, again, the top shows in TV history at that time was The Cosby and Different World. Like, they didn't compete against anybody else. But now you have Martin that's coming on. I think Martin was on Fox. So now you got them they moved the time slot. So now the black audience is divided. So now when the numbers come back, it was like, hey, you losing views. But it's only like that because, you only have but so many black people that's watching TV at the time. But if you don't own the network, you can't control that. They also talk about how Cheers being number 3, they found out that they were making 3 and 4 times more money than the number 1 and number 2 shows. Now, again, black folks is grossing you X amount of dollars. Wouldn't you treat them the same or better than the subsequent shows? Nah, they don't do us like that. They don't. Why? Because we don't own the networks. We don't make any decisions. What they say to us, you just happy. You should be happy just to be on screen. That's what they said to us. We have to work twice as hard. And we make them so much money. So, on the flip side of that, you have black-owned networks. Now, you have black-owned TV shows, and people that is trying to do things for the culture. But the problem is, we don't support them. So, Roland Martin talks about the money pool in which black-owned networks should be getting. And one of those things are advertising. So, places like McDonald's, who spend $1 billion on advertising. Who else we see? Geico spend billion. You always see a Geico commercial or Allstate. Somebody selling car insurance. Even the General, like you see them commercials all the time. But black-owned media networks don't get those slots. They don't get the first monies that comes in. We don't get that because they say we can reach the black audience through a white network. They just want to reach the views. They just want to watch they don't care where it airs. They just want to reach the black targeted network. Like BET is a black targeted network. It's no longer owned by black people. Own network. I know it says Oprah Winfrey Network on the title, but she's not the majority owner. It's all about white folks. It does. So they'll put their monies into these networks and said we still showing it to the black people. But the white folks get the money for that advertising and they still make the decisions on the type of shows that comes on those networks. So when you see crazy things that happen on the OWN network, like you be like, man, who made the decision to put that show on? White folks. We don't own the network. We might have used to own it. BET. You see, BET changed a lot. Because black folks don't own it no more. So these are the things that you have to be aware of. One of the reasons why I'm building a black-owned network. I mean, I'm not the only one. Ronald Martin has one called a Black Star Network. Support that. Support him. Support what he's doing. But again, just like I have the donate thing on the bottom, donate to KCTV. BuildKCTV.com. This is what I'm building so that we can have a place where films can go. You know, it's a lot of filmmakers out here. But if you're a filmmaker, you know that it's tough putting the film together. But getting it shown is even tougher. You know, a film may go through the film festival market and it may win a few mentions here and there, and then it's on the shelf. It doesn't get played. The second tier of that, a major network will pick it up, and they decided not to play it. Now they own the rights to it. They own basically everything, and they sit it on the shelf so that it won't be shown. Here's a platform that I want to build, that we are building. The team is expanding, and we are here to be able to take those films that have integral messaging, that has black people and people of color in a positive light, doing good things, doing positive things. When last time we had a show like the Cosbys or A Different World? We got Blackish and what's the Grownish? Matter of fact, was actually directly copied. Well, I won't say copied. It was inspired by those two shows. But essentially, that's all we got. I mean, even My Wife and Kids is not even shown no more. Fresh Prince not even shown no more. Like, we don't have anything that represent our culture in a positive light. We don't have it. It don't exist. And I mean in a positive light. You know, it doesn't exist anymore. But it shows a lot of black people. It's a lot of black actors. It's a lot of black films. A lot of that stuff is getting tabled and shelved because if we make it, it's hard for us to get it out, and when we do get it out, we don't support it. We got to support these things. So that's my rant. And again, essentially, let's support each other. And that's pretty much all I got. I'm gonna go out with the launch video again, so you to see what we're building here. And if you want to donate, BuildKCTV.com. Check it out. That's what we're building. So that's it. I appreciate you guys for watching, and share this video, like this video, and we're gonna keep going. Y'all support these films, man, for real. All right, here we go. See you later. What's going on, everybody? This is Shante Darby, and I'm really excited to sit here on the set of the Black Couch to present to you Kingdom Culture TV. What is Kingdom Culture TV? It's a network. So it's just like ABC Network, Fox Network. It's Kingdom Culture Network, kingdomculture.tv. And what we're going to bring to you is basically clean entertainment. Most of you are familiar with the Black Couch that I've been doing over the years. So it's going to be like shows like the Black Couch, shows like Food Tripping that you've seen on the Free Thinkers Network in the past. It's going to be John Lakin and Friends will bring exclusive content right here to the Kingdom Culture TV network and much more. So this is what I need you to do. Catch us on our social media pages, kingdomculture.tv on Instagram and Facebook. Again, I'm so excited to bring y'all the Kingdom Culture TV network as we launch at the end of this month. And I hope to see you when we go live very soon, explaining more about what you'll be seeing on the Kingdom Culture TV network. So again, follow us and like us on our Instagram and Facebook page. What's going on, everybody? This is Shante Darby, and I'm really excited to sit here on the set of the Black Couch to present to you. This is what we built. Everything, literally everything you see here. And let me show you just a little bit more. Welcome to Kingdom Culture Studios. And you guessed it, we built this too. And I'm gonna show you why this is so important. Those who control the media control the mind of the masses. Media is our education. Media is how the world is shaped in our eyes. If the people that look like me and you don't control it, then who are controlling us? So in thinking about that, we are building what we call kingdomculture.tv. What is Kingdom Culture TV? Well, it's a network. Just like Fox Network, ABC Network, CBS Network, the stuff that you see on TV. We are bringing terrestrial TV to the internet, but we're doing it with integrity. We're a faith-based organization, so we are going to uphold standards that represent everyone well. We are building a platform where people that share our same ideals, share our same experiences, share everything that we would like to see in film. We're now providing a platform for that can happen. Not only going to be entertaining, but it's going to be educational as well, because it's going to bring up different points of views and different expertise in some of the subjects that we should talk about in our communities. That's what Black-owned networks have done in the past, and we're just really trying to bring that back. What we're building here, it's not your typical Christian network. Because when you think about Christian network, first thing you think about is a network that's playing sermons all day. You know, that's not what we're doing here. Ministry is happening, but what we're doing by educating.
When you don't vote, then you don't get what you need on the agenda for those municipalities.
Yeah.
Because they believe, I'm gonna call it what it is, when the community is silent, they get silent treatment.
Right.
Entertaining.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. That's how they insult to the country. God bless you. Big Mighty God did it again. You woke up on the right side of the dirt, so let's give God a praise. This is John Lakin and Friends.
Movies.
As soon as I get my legs stripped back, I'm out, all right? And you and your God can have this place to yourself.
What do you know, Coach? I'm the coach. You know what coach I'm talking about. The one that sits high.
It looks low.
I had a good time too. You're a pretty funny guy.
And TV shows.
Of couples state that, you know what, it's so much going on, and by the time we get home and get the kids settled and this, we're so exhausted that we just don't even have time for each other.
Set aside some time. Put it on your calendar. At 7:00 p.m., we're having dinner in the bedroom. Or you can come out in your little sexy dress, whatever you feel. You know, fix yourself up. Do what you have to do for your spouse. Because when you got married and decided to have children, the children were not to take the place of your spouse.
So, come along. Nah, for real. We friends now. Come along, ride this train. There's nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So, look, let's build this thing together. You see what we built? This is what we building. Let's build this together.